Hi everyone, welcome back to my Cook With Me series. We're gonna be making a dish that I briefly showed on my Vlogmas. For those of you who saw all my Vlogmas videos, my husband and I made some albóndigas and they were so delicious that I want to make them again. The recipe that I'll be following for these albóndigas is kind of like mixed. I'm pulling from what my mom taught me and from a YouTube video that I will link down below. The main thing that I got from that YouTube video was adding chipotle peppers in the albóndigas, and it just makes all the difference. It's delicious without it, but with the chipotle peppers kind of elevates it for me personally. But y'all can be the judges of that if you decide to make this later. So let's go ahead and get started because it's kind of late. Let's start with the meatballs. I have 1 pound of ground beef, about 1/4 onion. I'm putting about 1/4 bunch of cilantro, 1 garlic clove, and then I'll add 1 of these chipotle peppers, nicely minced, teaspoon of garlic salt. And I never really measure my slappy mama. I just put as much as I feel would be good. And I'll add just a pinch of oregano. Last but not least, we'll put an egg in there and then we'll mix. We're gonna make sure everything is evenly incorporated. And now that I'm looking at my onion pieces, I feel like I could have diced them a little smaller, but that's what's cool about cooking, is you just roll with the punches and you change it for next time if you want. Our next step is to just make all the little meatballs. I personally like making them pretty small. Just something about biting into really big meatballs kind of grosses me out. So this is how big I'm making the meatballs. And you just keep going until you run out of meat. This is where I feel like it'd be a good idea to have my AirPods in so I could be listening to music or a podcast or something. Because y'all are listening to some background music right now, but I'm just listening to my thoughts. But you know what? I actually like that. I like that I have this like quiet time. We're so used to always having to be entertained, and I just need to snap out of that and be okay with the silence. I actually do enjoy it though. It's very soothing to just be cooking in silence. Very calming. So pro tip to myself for next time that I make this, I will chop the onion a little smaller just because the big pieces kind of make it a little hard for the balls to stick together. The egg is supposed to be helping with that, but like, it's not making it impossible. I just have to like pull some big pieces out every once in a while. When my mom used to make albóndigas, I used to always tell her, can you please make the little balls super tiny? And she'd make them like even tinier than this, which I'm so grateful for. They were like bite-sized. And now that I'm making them myself, I'm even more grateful for her because making tiny meatballs takes a long time. I'd say these are like medium-sized. It would have been so easy for my mom to just have been like, I'm making the big meatballs and then you can just cut them later. But that's not my mom. Thank you, Mom. Okay, the last two are gonna be super mini. Done. All right, here are the meatballs, close up. Okay, we're moving on now to the caldo. Try this in here. There it is. So we're gonna roast these tomatoes on the comal. And while those are roasting, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the ingredients in this blender. We all know roasted tomatoes make everything taste better. So always roast your tomatoes. In the blender, we put 1/4 of an onion, 2 garlic cloves. Now we're putting 3 chipotle peppers in here. And we'll put about 1.5 tablespoons of chicken and tomato bouillon. We'll add 5 cups of water in here. And these measuring cups always spill through the bottom, so you have to be really careful. Alright, tomatoes are pretty much done. We'll put the tomatoes in here now. And now we blend. I kind of want it all to fit in this pot because it's pretty, but I kind of feel like it's not gonna fit. Okay, so we pour this in here. Okay, we're ready to add our meatballs in here. Okay, so you see how there's a lot of onion floating around? It's because I cut it too big and they're coming out of the meatballs. But it's okay. We'll just pretend that's supposed to happen. Now we're going to wait for this to simmer again. And we're going to let all these little onions just float around. Cover this. So y'all, I had to get the last corn that were left at the store. So basically the ones that no one wanted. Because they're so skinny. But I had no other choice. They're going to be a lot easier to cut, I'll tell you that. Hi, Rosita. Say hi to my episode.
Hi, 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 hi.
Hi. Now our potatoes. Okay, we're now ready to add our potatoes and our corn. And we'll cover this for like 15-20 minutes. Alright, while we wait for the potatoes and the corn to cook, we're going to cut the rest of our veggies that we're going to put in there. And like I've said before, like these caldos can vary. For example, I have some repollo today, so I'm going to put some repollo in there. I have more broccoli, so it's just whatever veggies you have in your fridge, just put in there. It'll still taste delicious, I promise. Start with the carrots. I like to cut my carrots in half, just like that, and then slice them like this. Up next, let's do repollo. And I'll chop this into like sort of medium-sized pieces. Alright, let's do the broccoli. I think this is a lot of broccoli, but I just wanted to make it all now instead of leaving it in the fridge. And our calabacitas. I think this is my favorite veggie to cut because it's so like smooth and soft inside. It just feels really nice. Okay, I actually wanted these cut in half, so let me just do this. Okay, I think we're ready to put the carrots and cabbage in there. Alright, it's been maybe a little over 10 minutes, but I am ready. Hopefully this fits. And carrots. We'll cover this for another like 10 minutes. Alright, y'all, we're ready to add the rest of the veggies in. We'll add broccoli, calabacita, cilantro, and for even more flavor, we're going to add 2 more chipotle peppers. Yummy. And we mix. So now we're going to cover this one last time for a little less than 10 minutes, and then we should be ready to dig in. Alright, y'all, we're ready to serve. Let me put some rice in my plate. And in my husband's because he's almost here. Alright. Now we serve. So just try and grab some of everything. And then of course, caldo. Yummy. Just trying to find the albóndigas here. There they are. Now my husband really likes these chipotle peppers, so I'm just gonna put one in there for him. This one here. Ow. That hurt. Now we're ready to enjoy a delicious plate of albóndigas. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take a spoonful of this before I end this vlog. So good, y'all. Delicious. See you on the next one.